Hello and welcome back to Charmed Intuition Tarot. Welcome if you're new. My name is Liz. I'm happy to have you here. We are doing a fun video because we're looking at the monthly forecast for December 2025, the last month of the year. Let's see what's happening to finish off 2025. A lot of detail, a lot of information. We used oracle cards, we have tarot, we're doing the weekly forecast with the charm tray, as well as lots of charms. So lots of detail. We did letters at the very end as well, so if you want to stay tuned for that. Let me show you what we have to choose from, then we'll take a deep breath. So for group one, we have three gingerbread houses, but I'll show you the details of each one that might help you decide. So that's group one. Group two, and finally group three. Okay, so let's take a deep breath together. Pause the video if you need more time. Just a friendly reminder, have fun with my readings. My readings are meant for entertainment purposes. I do hope that there is a message that resonates. I absolutely love when you come back and update me. So feel free to get a pen and paper and write some things down, make some point form notes of different things that come up today. I always love to hear if it ends up making sense, but definitely don't force the message. If you're listening to this and you feel like it's not making sense for you, that is no problem. Only take what resonates. Use your best judgment, of course, but hopefully there is a message for you today. If you enjoy my readings and you want to support the channel and become part of my cozy community over on Patreon or memberships, whichever is more convenient, that's linked below in the description. And every single week I upload a special video just for Patreon and memberships. So that's fun. We actually did a preview into December before I even did this one. So if you want to see what else comes up, you can definitely check that out, linked below. And that's always fun. It's just kind of cozy little videos that I do every week. And there's a huge library of previous videos that you can check out as well. So let's jump in. I'm excited to hear what you think. I will put the timestamps below. We will start with group number. Group one, if you chose the first little gingerbread house, and this is your messages for the month of December. So we're going to dive in and see what's ahead. So I literally just woke up. So you know how when you wake up, your voice, I feel like my voice sounds a little bit different. I usually record later in the day. Very seldom do I just wake up and just sit down at my desk and start to record. So I'm actually taking that as kind of a message. Maybe there's a feeling of wanting to get up early in December. Interesting time to start doing that if that's the case, just because I find the winter months so hard to get up early. It's dark, it's cold, you're in bed. It's a hard time to do that, but maybe there's something about not even necessarily getting up early, but maybe just getting up and getting to work could resonate for you, but we'll see. But yeah, we're going to look at December. We're going to get you your charms for every week, as well as a tarot card for every week during the second half of this reading. So that'll give us details, like weekly forecast type details. But first we're going to look at your oracle cards. So I did shuffle these. I've been doing these monthly readings a little bit different every month, kind of figure out what works best. I do like having these prepared. It kind of just gives me a bit of a head start. It keeps me a little bit organized. I like these readings to just have the very basic information you need. Anything that's kind of standing out in the month, that's really what we're looking at, and that's what these oracle cards are going to represent. Anything that stands out, anything that kind of jumps out as a main theme of the month. That's sort of how I look at them. So let's take a look. And then we'll get your tarot and your charms, and that'll give us a lot of detail. But your first cards, you've got the lavender card. So tranquility, kindness, and self-care. I will do your tarot card of the month at the very end. So your tea leaf cards, you've got the whale. So great worry over nothing. Seahorse, family matters. Fox, so shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. You've got the salamander and black pepper, inspiration. Lapis lazuli, make a decision. And snow. So it says, there's beauty in the divine that settles on thy flesh, a magical enchantment bestowed in purity. All right. Oh, your tarot card of the month. Let's look at this. This is like the main energy of the month, your tarot card, talking about all of December, but we'll get additional cards in just a few minutes. But your tarot card of the month, group 1, is the Page of Pentacles. So I thought that was really cool. One thing I noticed too is, I think this is lavender. It kind of looks like lavender, and you do have the lavender card. So maybe lavender is some sort of confirmation. Maybe something about a lavender scent feels relevant to you for December, but I love that you have this card, because immediately when I saw this, even with the whale card, there's something about a sense of calm in the month of December, which is funny to say because, I don't know, for me, December isn't known as like one of the calmest months. It's usually a pretty busy month. It's oftentimes very hectic. You know, you're not really in your usual routine. There's lots going on. There's social things. But for you, group 1, I see it as a really calm, tranquil, peaceful, quiet month, honestly, even with the snow, because that's what this, like, I don't know if you live in an area with snow, but I do. And when it snows, when there's that fresh blanket of snow, it is so quiet. Like, you step outside, it's a different kind of silence. Everything just feels quieter. So there is a feeling of December for you, group 1, being very quiet. And maybe that's why you're feeling more inspired with the salamander card. Maybe you're feeling like, okay, things have kind of calmed down enough that I can listen to these ideas, or listen to my inspiration is coming through. But so we'll start with your Page of Pentacles, group 1. Looking at this card, I noticed the tools, other than the what looked like lavender. I noticed the tools. So I'm getting something about maybe trying different tools or techniques. The page, this is a beginning or a new phase of something. So there is a feeling of being a student with this. So there could be something about maybe a new hobby or craft, something practical that you're starting, but also creative with inspiration. This could have to do more so with work. It could be something about a new job or a new, something with business that you're trying out, but there is a feeling of like trying out new techniques, or like I said, it could be something as simple as a new hobby or craft, or just making time for these things in December. But I do feel like you're feeling inspired. Sorry, let me just adjust this for a second. You're feeling inspired to get hands-on with something. And then I'm also really noticing like just how many tools are there. So maybe trying out different tools or techniques or something like that in the month. The other thing I noticed too with the Fox card, so Page of Pentacles and the Fox card, this says shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. So this card is all about strategy. To me, this is like watching and waiting. So there could be like a strategic financial decision that you're making in the month. Overall, there's kind of a feeling of approaching the month of December with an I don't know yet attitude. That's my feeling. So I don't think, at least in financial decisions, I don't think that you're like pouncing on anything too quickly. And what's interesting too is, you know how earlier I said, I think the month's going to be relatively calm and tranquil for you, which is really lovely. I also don't see it as a month where you're wanting to overspend. I think that you're making very practical money choices and spending choices in the month. Maybe with this card, you are being more resourceful, but I just think you're not overspending, or you're just paying attention to that, which again, I think is a not very common thing in the month of December. I think it's the month where we tend to overspend the most. But for you, I think you're approaching it a little bit differently. I think you're just wanting to maybe make some more practical, thoughtful financial decisions. And then it even says business. So you're making some shrewd business decisions. What I'm kind of thinking is thinking cleverly or thinking ahead in some sort of way when it comes to money or your resources or something like that. But yeah, that's one thing that popped in. Let's see what else we have. So yeah, I was really getting, with the snow and the lavender card, a lot about tranquility. I just think that it could be a fairly quiet month. Maybe for you, it's more so the build up, the months before December that are rather hectic. Maybe for you, December is typically a month to just sort of rest, and maybe you've got some time off or something. Maybe that's why, but there's a feeling of quiet. I want to actually read the snow card to you. I brought out the book. It's number 33. I know it seems small too, but maybe you're actually getting snow in December. Maybe you live in an area where you don't get snow typically. Maybe there's something about snow coming in that just popped in. So I realize that won't resonate for everybody, but maybe it feels relevant to you. So, or you'll find out, I guess. So how beautiful is a white winter Christmas? It's as if the heavens cover the world in a blanket of purity and blessings. The air feels fresher, everything looks brighter and cleaner. When snow falls, it feels like little drops of wisdom are falling from the cosmos. Each flurry offers a chance to connect with the divine for wisdom and guidance. Water has long been associated with access to spiritual realms, and snow's healing properties are similar. But water can be overwhelming, chaotic, a massive force. Snow is soft, pure, and gently whispers, allowing its healing to settle lightly upon you rather than being overwhelmed by an enormous flood. Okay, that just made me think of this because when I got these two, I thought it was interesting just because these two had to do with like underwater animals. So it kind of made me feel like maybe this great worry, because it's saying great worry over nothing. So it's saying in December, there's something that you've been worried about or stressed about or building up that you're going to find isn't what you thought. But I'm thinking that these two things might be connected. There could be something to do with family or a family event, or something to do with something going on with family that's been creating a lot of worry for you. So I think you're going to find it's like you feel better about it, or something's making you feel better about it in December. But just how it said water can be overwhelming, chaotic, and a massive force, something just feels like it's going to be less overwhelming or less intense than you're thinking now, than you're sort of worried about. So it says, snow is falling into your spread as a reminder to soften. There's no need to know everything at once, nor is there a reason to rush. Okay, yeah, and I think you are kind of taking your time. Like, the Page of Pentacles doesn't feel like they know everything, okay? Or it's telling you you don't need to know everything. Right now, you can kind of go in with a beginner mindset. Allow things to gently come to you over time. Operating from a place of force is when mistakes happen, or worse, you can end up running over everything and everyone in your path, causing more obstacles, heartache, and disruptions. Snow reminds you that force breaks more than it creates. Be gentle as you move ahead and trust that all will be revealed in due time. I think it's just kind of saying to you, maybe you know what this is about, but there's no need to rush in December. Take your time. I also think that with this Lapis Lazuli card, maybe there's something about a decision being easier because things have kind of quieted. You're able to really listen to what feels right for you, okay? So, and recently I actually heard someone say no decision is a decision, so maybe that feels relevant to you as well. Maybe something about not making a decision or not rushing a decision. So that also might be something you're able to do in December, is like kind of, because you're in a calmer place, the decision just feels a lot more clear. Or maybe because a certain situation with family has settled down, the decision feels clear. Or maybe because you're thinking more practically about something, the decision feels clear. But yeah, there is something about just a decision being easier to make in the month. I love the Salamander card and Black Pepper, so inspiration. So maybe something about, earlier I was getting being able to listen to your inspiration or have ideas kind of come to you a little easier, but you're just feeling inspired. What I think is inspired to get started with something. I was mentioning how today when I woke up, I just wanted to get to work. So maybe that is the feeling that you have, is just kind of, okay, I want to just get started with this. I don't think that you're overthinking anything. It's kind of just more like trial and error. I think you just want to get hands-on with something rather than overthink it too much. You are being thoughtful and strategic in certain ways, but I think you're realizing that it's sometimes best to just try or like actually get in there and get hands-on rather than overanalyzing something. So yeah, you're feeling inspired to take practical steps is my feeling. Nothing is too rushed. Nothing is too extreme. It's just soft. Okay, I hope that makes sense. There's something about just a softness to the month. Taking your time. I'm noticing this too. Self-care just jumped out at me too. So there's maybe something about certain self-care things that you're doing in December. Maybe you're going to get like some sort of massage or something to kind of bring some calmness into your life. Maybe something like a pedicure or manicure, but whatever self-care is for you, maybe it's more so just like scheduling in time to read a book or something like that. Whatever self-care is for you, maybe it's going for a walk or something like that. But I think I mentioned it already, okay? But I'm feeling the need to say it again, okay? Sometimes the messages will kind of come in repeatedly, but I'm really getting to not overspend in the month. Like, I think you're just approaching, like if you're someone who tends to overbuy or overgift or or just generally spend too much around this time of year, I think you're doing it differently this year, okay? And people are going to be just as happy. Like if you're a gift giver, if you're someone who's very generous, oh, maybe you're making something with the Page of Pentacles. Maybe you're doing something like creating something for someone that just popped in. Maybe that's why it's different. But yeah, like it doesn't have to be so elaborate. It doesn't have to be so extravagant. Like you can give someone just a little something. I think you are just being thoughtful when spending this year. It came in again, so I felt the need to mention it. Maybe you're using a little bit more of nature in the gifts too is coming in. Like maybe there's something about lavender. Maybe something about a lavender scent feels relevant. But even I'm just noticing the wrapping with this, like using like, it doesn't have to be fancy, right? It doesn't have to be the fancy, expensive wrapping paper. Like, I just think you're using what you have. You're being resourceful even in gift giving, okay? So that's really coming through. Let's take a look at your week-by-week forecast, group 1. But that's like the main themes of the month. So I hope that it makes sense and resonates for you so far. Let's see what we get. I'm gonna kind of prop this up a little. Actually, I don't want to do that because if there's a round charm, it might roll around. So we'll just leave it like this. If we can tilt it up later, we will. Let's get your tarot first. Okay. So we'll get your tarot cards for each week. I say this all the time in the weekly predictions because every week we do the week ahead forecast. And I always say, because like, you know, you might get a challenging card on one day or week. It does not mean that week's not going to be good. I cannot stress that enough. It just means it's an energy being brought up or something that might stand out. You've got 4 of Swords on the first week. So second week, the Chariot. Wow. Third week, Ace of Wands. I really feel like that's the inspiration week with the Salamander card. And 2 of Pentacles the 4th week. Okay. Let's get some charms. Oops, sorry. Okay, definitely more charms than I anticipated for the puzzle piece there, but that's okay. Sometimes it's hard to kind of gauge how many I have in my hand sometimes. All right. Okay, so 4 of Swords in the first week. So this tells me, I really feel like with the tranquility messages, this could be when this is coming in. It could just be saying that the first week you're really prioritizing rest or recuperation. Maybe for someone watching, it means you're recovering from like a seasonal cold or something like that, right? This is just a card of rest. It's a quiet, calm card. It also, with the Lapis Lazuli card, could be saying like, take your time when making a decision, like you can sleep on it. This to me is always the sleep on it card. So there's no rush. The first week, it's just kind of about like maybe settling into December, taking your time, getting some good sleep, getting some rest. Nothing needs to be too demanding of you in the first week, or it's telling you like, maybe don't place so many demands on yourself. Okay. You can also rest. I do think that maybe you are typically a multitasker or somebody who feels like you have to kind of do it all. You're always busy. You're always multitasking and doing something. So it could be saying, hey, like rest, prioritize that self-care, like the lavender card said. Let's just see here. You've got Discovered and the Keys, which is interesting. I really kind of feel like this has more to do with this Ace of Wands, which we'll get to. You've got the Bird. The Bird can be about perspective, freedom, release. You've got the little teddy bear here too. This is all about comfort. So there's something comforting happening in the first week. Maybe this has to do with the Whale card, great worry over nothing. Maybe there's a feeling of being able to put your mind at ease with something, or something you were worried about kind of not turning out how, you know, our anxiety can sometimes build it up to be. This is such an interesting combination, and I keep getting it. This is making me think of the self-care card as well, the hands and the nails. So everyone's maybe getting manicures recently or coming up soon, because I keep getting this combination, the nail polish and that hand. This could also have to do with a friend reaching out or you reaching out to someone, but I'm really noticing like just the position and the nail polish. It makes me think of self-care, doing nice things for yourself, things that feel good. For you. You could be gifted a manicure, or this could be something that you're doing even just to yourself or something like that, or maybe even something you do for work that could apply. But if it's not nails literally, it just has more to do with self-care. Into the second week, you've got Aries energy. You've got the Chariot card. Oh, look, I love when this happens. This is my favorite thing in charms when they connect to the card. Look, you have the Fox charm and you have the brain, which I just realized, but the Fox charm connects to the Fox card that you got. So resourcefulness, what did it say? Shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. So with the brain too, this is really the week where you're being strategic. You're making strategic moves, but you are making moves. You've got the Chariot, okay? I mean, the Chariot could be lots of things. This is a card of determination, persistence. This is a card of movement, success and victory. It's a card of pursuing things. It can be a card of travel. Maybe travel feels relevant to you. I'm just thinking strategic moves. It's also a card of conflict resolution or opposing forces, okay? So maybe there's something with the lapis lazuli card about a decision, making a strategic thought out decision maybe with the brain or something like that, or new information could help you make a decision more confidently. There's a toughness to the week in week 2 for some reason. There's sort of like an armor, okay? I'm getting something about an armor, not literally, but just sort of a feeling that you have, a feeling like ready for something. I don't know exactly what, but you're ready for something, okay? So you might know exactly what that is when it happens. You've got this little snow globe. This always makes me think of like 2 of Wands energy, or just dreaming, fantasizing, visualizing something for the future. Into the third week, your card for week 3 is Ace of Wands. So this is definitely making me think of your Salamander card. I think this is a week where you're feeling inspired, you're taking action with something, or just getting really inspired ideas. It says unexpected romantic and financial gifts surprise and delight you. So some sort of financial gift or romantic gift coming in the third week. I mean, not entirely surprised to see that in December, but yeah, some sort of unexpected gift could be popping in. You've got the sewing machine. Sewing could be relevant. This is to me about creation or bringing things together. So I think that makes sense with the Page of Pentacles as well. You also have the puzzle piece. So the puzzle piece to me with discovered and with the keys is like you're finding something. Maybe you're finding the full, you've got the full kind of picture of something, which is helping you make a decision with your lapis lazuli card, or it's kind of like that missing piece of the puzzle, that idea. You're having kind of like an epiphany moment, or just a really something clever popping in. I'm getting something about a clever strategy. Discovered as well. You've got discovered and then keys, so maybe something about discovering options. There's an announcement coming in the 4th week. You also have the 2 of Pentacles. You've got the clock, the little cuckoo clock, and you have the baseball glove right in the center, as well as the little gold pig. This can have to do with prosperity, luck, and abundance. The little bell is letting me know that there's some sort of announcement coming in, and that also makes me think of this one too, the little clock. There's something being announced, maybe something to do with time, but not necessarily an announcement. Oh yeah, I think it is. It's an announcement about like a certain timing of something. Again, it'll likely make more sense when it happens. It's telling you to be ready, okay? Even like this last 2 weeks, I'm getting something about be aware, heads up, pay attention to something, okay? Something's coming in. But yeah, some sort of exciting announcement. And I think you're going to be very happy by the end of the month if you do what the cards are suggesting and not overspend and not, put yourself into debt or further debt with things that really like don't matter in the grand scheme of things, right? Is it nice, of course, to, purchase new things and get people gifts, but really like, I know you've heard this a billion times, and I know I have too. When all is said and done, it's not really what counts, okay? So you're finding that balance. You're enjoying the season. I think you're enjoying the time. You're enjoying your time with family and friends. I'm seeing you've got family events possibly coming up. But you're maintaining that balance. This also could have to do with a decision, something about weighing options or something like that, having a choice to make. And this could also indicate too that the last week of the month is much more busy than the first week. The first week, again, we've got that kind of calm, kind of quiet, sort of steady energy. And then by the 4th week, it's a little bit more chaotic, a little bit more wavy, not in a bad way. It just means that you're juggling a lot possibly in the last week. We're going to do a few letters just to finish off the reading. I typically don't see much, but I'll get a couple. Okay. Ooh. Oh, that was an O, I think, and then it rolled to a T. So take whichever you need. Okay, you've got the word you. Okay. I see TV. Look for names, initials. I'll get a couple more. Feel free to spend too much time on these. Typically because I don't see very much, but also something about January. But look in the comments. Look for names, initials. I don't see much. Kiss. Maybe a kiss under the mistletoe. We didn't get too much about romance today, but doesn't mean it's not happening. It just didn't come up as much in the messages. But maybe there's some kisses happening. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Feel free to pause. I hope you enjoyed your month ahead predictions. Please come back and update me, and we will see you. Two, if you chose the second house with the little heart windows, then this is your messages for the month of December. So let's see what's in store for you in December. We'll see what's going on for the month ahead. We've got your oracle cards all ready for you. This is going to talk about like the main themes of the month, and then we'll get really detailed. We'll get you some tarot cards as well as charms. So I put the charms in this new little velvet bag that I thrifted, and I kind of like it because I can really give them a really good shuffle. So we will get to that momentarily, but first let's look at your oracle cards for the month. So your first card, you've got Carnelian. So energy, leadership, creativity. A lot of creativity collectively. Group 1 had a card about inspiration and a lot of creativity. So I don't know, maybe a lot of people are feeling very creative. We'll look at your tarot card of the month in just a second. Your crystal for the month of December is Phantom Quartz, Embrace Change. You've got gatherings. Gather, gather, festive witches, speak to joy and drink to wishes. Take one, give two, celebrating all blisses. Your tea leaf cards, you've got the Tower, so solid foundation, success with effort. You've got the Yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. And you've got Scale, so keep your life in balance. So the Duck and the Chrysanthemum, luck is your card from the Woodland Wardens. And then finally your tarot card of the month, and we'll get you your week by week tarot cards as well, but your tarot card for the month is the Knight of Swords. So that is your card of the month. The energy of the month is the Knight of Swords. So swift moving action. I liked that with the idea of like creativity as well, because it could just be like new ideas sort of popping in out of nowhere, but I feel like it's more so about the motivation. I feel like you're just ready to move. One of the things that I noticed was with this one, it says Yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. There's almost this feeling of like just needing to like break free from something, like feeling, yeah, I guess tied down is the best way to describe it, but just feeling stuck, feeling restricted maybe could be the word, but I just feel like you're ready. You want to break free. I feel like there's something maybe you're fed up with, but you're just wanting movement. You're wanting like speed and movement and momentum is actually popping in. So you're wanting some momentum. Yeah, I feel like, again, you've got motivation in the month. We'll kind of dive in more to the Knight of Swords and what it might be talking about with these cards as well, but that's kind of the main feeling I got, is just ready for some excitement, ready for change, okay? And you do have embrace change, so I really feel like you are embracing change in the month. But yeah, let's kind of we'll go through the different cards and see what we have. Let me just see where we should start. Am I missing a card? I don't think so. No. Well, one thing I want to say, this feeling kind of popped in. I feel like you are, along with embracing change, I feel like you are really ready to get out of your comfort zone in the month of December. And I really think group 2, you might actually be facing some fears or just feeling more courageous. I was getting this fed up feeling. Sometimes when something has us so frustrated, like it pushes us to this point of so much frustration that we're willing to face a fear or willing to kind of get out of our comfort zone. I really think that this is a good thing for you this month. However, I will caution you that the Knight of Swords, and I always like to kind of look at and start with any challenging cards. You really don't have many overall. We'll see what you get with your tarot and your charms, of course, but I would say the only message to be kind of cautious with is an all or nothing kind of approach. I think there's going to be maybe the temptation to go all in on something, which again isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is saying keep your life in balance. So I would say that's really the only message of caution that I'm seeing, is just be wary of starting too quick into something without thinking, okay? The Knight of Swords tends to kind of like act now, worry about consequences later. So I'm not seeing you necessarily doing that. I just think you're ready for some change. You're ready to take action. I feel like you're more, I'm getting communicative. I hope that's the right word. But I just feel like you're more opinionated maybe, or just more willing maybe to share, you know, what pops into your mind, right? You're wanting to share ideas, you're wanting to move. You're feeling a little bit more bold maybe in general, and maybe even a little bit more, what's the word? Outspoken. I feel like you're a little bit more outspoken than maybe you typically are in December. There's also a feeling of wanting to, I'm just trying to pinpoint what this feeling is. Maybe get things kind of rolling or moving before you even get to the new year. Maybe like there's like a head start feeling. I've been actually picking up on that recently. There's sort of a feeling of like not waiting until January 1st to get things going. If I feel like there's a little bit of, I will say there's a little bit of an impatient element to what I'm picking up for you. Again, that doesn't have to be a bad thing at all. Sometimes, you know, in what I think is happening in your case, something's got you really frustrated. So it's kind of prompting you to make change. It's prompting you to get moving. So as long as you can kind of be aware that there might be the temptation to dive into too much too quickly, or have all or nothing thinking, or maybe getting like hesitation to think about complications for yourself into the future. As long as you can kind of keep this in balance, I think this is actually a really good energy that you should embrace, because it's exciting. I feel like you're up for challenges, and like I said, I really feel like you're ready to face some fears. So I think it's just the only caution message I'm getting for you in December really is keep your life in balance. And on that note, I really noticed, I don't know if it's just because we saw the scales. Yeah, I would say, okay, it does apply. I was just trying to make sure, because I just noticed all of these items balance I'm really seeing in the actual illustration. So of course, with a tower, balance is extremely important. Unless you're the Leaning Tower of Pisa, it's very, it's like important to have that balance, right? For this to have a solid foundation and success, it's important for this to have balance. And this, you can just see it's just very balanced visually. And then you've got the scale. So balance is definitely coming through as something you're paying attention to in the month. So what could this mean? This could just mean in December, you're trying to keep certain parts of your life in balance, maybe work life, or just, I feel like this is an ongoing battle, to be quite honest. It's not like we get things into balance and then, okay, I'm done. I feel like this is an ongoing thing, and I don't think we're ever going to necessarily strike a perfect balance. I just think if you feel like overall things are pretty balanced in your life, you're not feeling like anything in your life is lacking because another area is pulling too much from it, I think that's the best that sometimes we can do. But balance in some area of your life does seem to be important to you in some way. Okay, so let me see what else we have here. I want to read to you the Duck card just because it says luck, and I kind of want to know, like, what is it saying about luck? I feel like maybe if there's like a lucky opportunity or something, you're moving towards it. You're not waiting for this luck to kind of come to you. You're wanting to, meet this luck. You're wanting to meet some sort of lucky opportunity. So if something pops in, you're not being passive about it, you're pursuing it, you're taking action. The Knight of Swords to me is the boldest of all of the knights, like the most bold. The Knight of Wands is quite bold, but the Knight of Swords is like daring. I would almost say the Knight of Swords is the most like, and this is kind of the challenging side of the Knight of Swords, is sometimes they can be stubborn, and they might not think about the consequences, or they might not think of how their actions are affecting other people in order to get what they want. I don't think that that's what you're doing. I think you've got a very balanced sort of energy when it comes to the Knight of Swords, but you are being daring. And I think you are pursuing things, you're taking opportunities, you're not letting luck kind of pass you by, you're getting things moving and rolling. So again, this could just be the energy of the month or sort of how you're feeling. Like overall, you might just find you're feeling more daring, more bold, more courageous, more willing to kind of fight for something, or willing to, I kept getting something about maybe share your opinions or be more vocal. I was getting communicative. I hope I'm saying that right. But okay, it says the phrase lucky duck isn't just a lighthearted rhyme. Lucks can be symbols of good fortune. In ancient Egypt, ducks were associated with riches, especially gold, and frequently given as offerings to the gods. Likewise, chrysanthemums, bursting forth with long, elegant petals, signify abundance. Luck can be a fickle and mysterious force, but it is also, as Roman philosopher Seneca once mused, what happens when preparation meets opportunity. I believe that about luck. Like, I really do. I think it's sometimes just a combination of like what you've set into motion and then just circumstance, right? Opportunity that just happens to kind of pop in and you're just there at the right time. So I feel like that's what's happening for you in December. It says you are on the brink of good fortune. Be open to situations that may bring about positive transformation. So I really feel like you're trying to make positive change in the month. And that's why I'm not really overly concerned about you being, I don't think you're not thinking of consequences. In fact, I think you're trying to create positive changes, just like it says here. You're trying to create positive transformation. So then the reverse, take care to get your ducks in a row. Do some research before taking action to avoid a misstep. Okay, so if you resonate with that, maybe impulsivity or just wanting, it's saying get your ducks in a row. So just maybe some preparation could help make this more of a success for you in the month, okay? So I don't mean like over-prepare to the point of like not making any moves. I just mean like, just make sure you pay attention to details, I think is what I'll say. Pay attention to details. If there's certain things you have to do to kind of prepare to make a change, or double check, or make sure you have, I'm just saying this sort of as it comes in, make sure you've got everything you need, or do any research. Like if you feel like you're missing any crucial information, now would be the time to maybe look up that information. Again, I don't know exactly what this is talking about. This could just be the overall energy of like December, you're craving change, or something's got you frustrated enough to just be ready to like pursue something new, or just take up a lucky opportunity that comes in, or get something started, or, you know, make that contact. In fact, I kind of want to jump to that kind of energy that I'm getting, because you do have gatherings. So I think, because you also have leadership too, I want to quickly say this before it escapes my mind. I think that in December, you may be the one sort of initiating gatherings in your life, or get-togethers, okay? I think this is a good thing. Don't feel like, oh, well, why am I the one that has to initiate this? Why am I the one that has to facilitate this get-together? That's okay, okay? First of all, I feel like the people will appreciate it, but yeah, I am kind of getting, you may need to be the one that kind of brings people together if that's what you're craving this year. Or it could just be like, maybe there's certain events for work, maybe, or different gatherings or different things that you're doing. Maybe something creative with the creative energy. Maybe you're just craving other people's energy. You know, last night I walked into this, like, it was people in the middle of like a pottery class. They were like painting together. I've been seeing a lot of different things like that lately too. So maybe something like that, you know, or maybe it's like a networking event or something social for work, or maybe there's a party, maybe there's a family get together. But in any case, I'm seeing you surrounded with a lot of people in the month ahead. Back to this one, you've got energy, leadership, creativity. So I really think that this connects with the energy of the Knight of Swords. You're taking the lead. Also energy, I think, makes a lot of sense. I think you're getting a burst of energy, of motivation, and creativity too. I think very creative ideas, maybe creative ideas that are a little bit out of the usual for you, and even creative ideas that might feel a little bit bold or daring, I almost want to say. Maybe there's an element too, I was getting something, this keeps popping in, about facing fears. So maybe there's something about facing fears creatively, or being a little bit more bold with your creative ideas, like being a little bit more confident, I think is the best word. Not even bold, but just confident, right? Whatever you're doing in December too, I think you're laying a solid foundation, Or it's, again, like, maybe that's the caution message, is like when it said get your ducks in a row, like whatever you're wanting to pursue right now, you really want to be able to follow through with it. You want it to be a long-term success, right? So maybe that's why it's saying right now is a really important time to pay attention to those. Pay attention to the foundation that you're building, okay? Keep it in balance. I was really, again, noticing the element of balance. So like I said, I always say this, but a lot of this ends up kind of making more sense as we go. I'm getting a lot of fire energy here with this makes me think of the King of Wands. And then you've got this fire here too. So and actually connecting those two, maybe there's something about other people's passion and energy kind of feeding your creative fire. You know what I mean? So I think that could be a thing. I wouldn't shy away from, actually, I'll just say it this way. Don't be shy in December. Like, it is a good month to get together. It is a good month to network, to collaborate, to get together with people, to share ideas, to be courageous, to be confident. Okay, this is going to be a really good month, and it could actually be even setting the foundation for a really successful relationship, like professional relationship. But I want to get to your charms and your tarot cards for the week by week breakdown, but we'll definitely reference these if we need to. But yeah, you've got some luck coming in, some social things. You're definitely embracing change. You're ready for change. I do think that something's kind of got you frustrated to the point where you're just like ready to create some sort of change. So let's get your tarot. Okay. So we'll get your tarot first, and then we will get your charms. Okay, group 2. Page of Wands for week 1. Temperance, week 2. Okay, that's interesting with all of these messages of balance. I think that makes a lot of sense, really emphasizing that balance. More balance with the 6 of Pentacles. This is more about a balance of give and take, you know. So that could be something that, oh, I just dropped all of the cards. Okay, I have to get those 1 second. Sorry, I got the cards. Okay. Okay, the little mouse fell over. It was just, okay, let's try that again. Maybe something about things getting messy or overwhelming at some point this month. We'll see. Okay, group 2 is happening in December. Let me just move this a little bit more forward. The only thing about when I drop things out of my chair is that my chair is so heavy that I have, like, everything has to move, the tripod, everything. So, okay. Group 2, December. What do we have? 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like star on the bottom. That's cool. I feel like you're ready to get to work. I really do. I feel like you're ready to work. You're ready to get busy. You're embracing change. You're fascinated by something too. I'm really seeing you just feeling fascinated and interested and excited. And I love this. Very creative month. And you know what? Even now, Page of Wands, like I just feel, and the star actually being on the bottom, I think new ideas are popping in constantly in the month. This is a good month to like write down your ideas or communicate your ideas in a certain way. Okay. The only thing about changing the charms to this little velvet bag is that I get way more just because I can reach more, but that's okay. So one of the things I always like to look at is what connects. So look, you've got the little scales there in week 4. So we'll just do kind of a quick little overview, a little forecast of the month. So first week, look at that. This connects to the luck card, the chrysanthemum and the duck. So you've got luck right away in the first week. Again, it may be like a lucky opportunity, a lucky idea, something fun that pops up, something creative, but something interesting, something fascinating, something that ignites your passion. Your energy is popping in and it could be quite lucky in the first week, okay? You're definitely getting encouragement to pay attention to details. I'm getting to tell you the devil's in the details. I don't know exactly what that's referencing, but the devil's in the details. Weeks 1 and 2, pay close attention to details. You've got money here. This could be like something about paying attention to your finances in the first week, or Maybe balance in finances as well. Yeah, I'm getting pay attention to finances in the first week. I mean, I was saying to group 1, I mean, December can oftentimes be one of the more expensive months of the year, so that could be what it is. Let's see if this is making me think of anything else here. Maybe money-making opportunity or lucky money-making opportunity could be what it is. Okay. This is making me think of the devil card. That's why I was getting devils in the details, because the mouse can have to do with details and the magnifying glass. So I'm just kind of speaking what came through. The devil's in the details. Maybe something appears so... again, it's not saying don't pursue it. It's just saying pay attention. Pay attention to details, or something that may appear perfect might still be really great, but there might still be some things to kind of pay attention to or adjust. Okay, you've got illumination, a lot of illumination in the second week. You've got some sort of celebration. This could be where the gathering's coming in. Okay, there could be like a party or something like that. Interestingly, this is actually where the frustration's coming in. I think with the messages of balance, you're wanting swiftness, you're wanting speed, you're wanting overnight change. In December, which might not be realistic. The Temperance card is all about a moderate approach. This is good that this is coming in the second week. Things need to happen at the pace that they're going to happen at, is what I'm getting to tell you. Okay, the funnel can have to do with frustration. And this card mentioned feeling tied down or frustrated. So there is an element of like dealing with some frustration in the second week, and just encouraging you to embrace a moderate approach. And again, possibly some sort of celebration or something exciting happening, some sort of gathering in the second week. You're definitely being encouraged to pursue new things and new subjects that interest you, okay, in general, this month entirely. I think that's going to be a good thing. You've got in the third week, the 6 of Pentacles. This is all about balance. It's about give and take. It's about giving assistance, receiving assistance. So both of those could apply to you. Let's just see what we've got. The Libra energy. Okay, so more about balance. So Leo and Libra. You've got sprouts. You've got Aries energy. You've got a 5. Okay, you've got the calculator. Okay. Again, like maybe this does have to do with keeping your life in balance. Group 1 got a lot about like not overspending this holiday season. So maybe that's coming in for you too. Maybe this is just a collective reminder from the universe. Like, let's kind of keep it in perspective. Let's keep some, you've got 2 cards of strong balance and you've got so much balance here. So maybe that applies to spending as well with the calculator, maybe calculations. You might be a very generous, giving, loving person. So just kind of be aware of that, and it can get out of hand. The impulse to give and to be generous is beautiful, but it doesn't always have to be the biggest gestures. It can be just a small, a card, or like it doesn't have to break the bank, essentially. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, with the calculator, maybe you're feeling some financial restrictions this month. Okay, so that could also be part of it. So just work within what you can. Okay, people will appreciate it, and if they don't, that's honestly not your problem, right? People, if anyone really cares, they wouldn't want you to put yourself in a dangerous, hazardous, or uncomfortable situation in order to give them a gift. Okay, let's like be honest here. You've got the nail polish, maybe something about self-care or a nail appointment could be relevant. Group 1 actually had a manicure come up too because they had the hand and the nail polish. You've got the little parrot. This can be about communication. There could be some important communication coming in around the 4th week, 3rd or 4th week. Again, you've got the scales being brought up a few times here, like the elements of balance. So keep your life in balance. And then in the 4th week, you are really focused. You're working hard. Maybe this is more so about work-life balance too. Again, because I think you're an all or nothing person, and you go all in on things, not a bad thing, but just maybe be aware of that. Maybe make some time for the gatherings and get-togethers and things like that. But overall, I think this is a good energy. It could just be saying that in the 4th week, you've got a lot to work on, or you're really focused on something that you're trying to build or create, or your finances even, or just something with work. You've got ticket to happiness. So you're viewing something as your ticket to happiness or an opportunity. Maybe it's this lucky opportunity. Maybe for some of you, work will be quite busy around the holidays. I think it's actually something you're having fun with. Let's see here. Let's see if I'm missing anything. The lantern, again, this is like hermit energy. Illumination is what I was getting. Something being illuminated in the second week. I can't believe the amount of balance you have in your reading. Like, it's a main theme of the month, so you just might find themes of balance pop up in various ways throughout the month. I want to emphasize again, I think you're getting a lot out of relationships in the month of December. I think you're enjoying the people around you, both professionally and personally. I don't think it's a stretch to say that there could be a party or something like that, because I'm just seeing the disco ball, the star card, and just the gatherings. Like, there could be some fun parties and different things like that. I would say go, like, you know, I do think you're getting out of your comfort zone in various ways in December. And I just love, I mean, I don't love that you've been frustrated, but I love that whatever's going on has like prompted you into action. Like, something, instead of like just sort of giving in to the frustration of it, you're like, okay, no, like I wanna, like you're taking some sort of action, or you're getting something moving, you're changing something in a positive way, right? Even the duck card talked about positive transformation, so it's definitely a positive thing. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time on letters because I'd like to keep this around 20, I'd like to keep this around 25 minutes for the monthly readings, just so they're like easy to watch every month. I like them to be around that length, so I won't spend too much time. I don't see very many things typically anyways, but let's see if I can find one. Let's find one. I think my brain just kind of, my analytical brain kind of just shuts off when I'm doing tarot. I'm not in Scrabble mode. I'm in, a lot of times, and someone recommended, just like soften your gaze and look at the letters and you might see something. And usually that works. So joy. Yeah, I think you're feeling joyful. Even the expression on the Knight of Swords face, you know, you'll see different expressions on various cards. They can look stern, determined, stubborn, sometimes even angry. This Knight of Swords having a great time. Like, you know what I mean? So I think you're joyfully moving forward. You're having fun. I feel like you've got a sense of humor in the month too that's coming through. I feel like you've got a good sense of humor. I see cinema. And, oh, do we not have an M? Come on. Well, I think that's still, doesn't that still mean movie? Ski? Maybe some of you are going skiing? Noel? Do we have an L? We have an I. It kind of looks like an L. Joy. Okay, well, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching Group 2. I really hope that you enjoyed. I hope you have an amazing December. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and you're definitely embracing the new. And I think, yeah, there's a lot about balance, so I think you're striking a good balance this month. Again, remember not to stress yourself out over like trying to over gift. Okay, that came through as a clear message. So yeah, let me know what you think of all the messages today. Definitely feel free to go back to the beginning and make some notes and see what ends up happening. And we will see if you chose the third little gingerbread house, and this is your messages for the month of December. So let's see what is going on for December. I'm definitely very excited to dive in and see what's going on for you. So we're going to get your weekly forecast with the charms and the tarot cards. So we'll shuffle those out in just a moment. First, we're going to look at your oracle card. So this is going to talk about like the main themes of the month or anything that kind of stands out. So we'll look at these first, and then we'll get into the details in just a moment. So feel free to grab yourself a cup of coffee or tea. I've actually got my favorite this time of year. I only get it around this time of year. It's my cranberry ginger ale. And I crave it, and you don't get it all year. So as soon as I see it in stores at this time of year, I love to get a box. Okay, so let's dive in and see what's going on for you. Starting with your oracle cards. So your first card, you got fruit, so achievement and success. Lovely. You've got purse, so pay attention to your finances. Okay, so sorry, I have to sneeze. Oh, okay. So what's interesting is occasionally when I do these readings, one message will come through for every group. It's almost like I should put it in the intro, because today Spirit really wanted to get this message across, because both first groups and then now I was reminded that you also have it as well. Pay attention to your finances. Sorry, I have to sneeze again. Something about sneezing? Are your allergies acting up? Oh my goodness. Okay. I literally was not sneezing until I did your reading, so that's very strange. Okay, so yeah, this pay attention to your finances has come up. Crown, honor and respect will come to you. I noticed it looks like a crown there, and then you've got this, so I was just sort of drawn to that. You've got table, so hard work ahead. Bowl, plenty of material things. Could be saying like, watch your spending. You've already got more than enough of what you need to, create something, or to decorate with, or to gift, I don't know. Or it could just be saying that like, in general, there's a heavy emphasis on material possessions. Again, it doesn't have to be a negative thing. It could be that you're getting lots of gifts, or you're feeling very abundant in the month. But because we had the purse card and just this message keeps coming through so strongly, I am picking up on it. You've got the mouse and buttercup, innocence. I'll show you your tarot card of the month in just a second. You've got golden healer quartz, so open the door. And then the unknown. I thought these two were cool together. So then there's some poetry here that I'll read to you. It says, think on it and you will stumble, for the heart is a ghost upon the unknown. Let it bleed into the depths, bearing nothing but desire. So definitely I really liked this with the open the door. There's a feeling of like unknown, embracing the unknown, like not knowing something for sure. Even this card is numbered 0, so it's very much Fool card energy. I mean, just looking at it, right? Oh, yes. Okay, I set this aside for you because you didn't get this card, but I could not help but think that this was cool. So first of all, I'll tell you your tarot card of the month, then I'll show you what I thought was cool. So your tarot card of the month, you got the Page of Swords. 2 groups got pages today. I think group 1 had a page too. Not that it matters, I'm just curious. Actually, group 2 had a page as well in their week by week. Yeah, group 1 had Page of Pentacles. You got Page of Swords. So lots of pages today. So Page of Swords is your card of the month, but when I finished shuffling your group is the last one to shuffle, I saw this, and at first glance, I'm like, oh my God, I realized it was dandelion, but it was kind of cool because it almost looks like identical, you know what I mean? So it's kind of cool. So I'll sit that there. Again, it wasn't your card, but it was on the reverse, so I thought it was kind of interesting. Okay, so we'll get your charms in just a minute. I just want to absorb what we have here. I really loved your cards, group 3. I really thought you had some interesting messages here. All right, so let's start with your card of the month, Page of Swords. This is very much the student card to me, and I really see it here. And I think that like overall, it's interesting. Like I said, with all of the pages today, there is a feeling of like new endeavors, new starts. For you, I'm really getting something about new perspectives. And I want to say to you, group 3, okay, one thing to remember with this reading, your curiosity in December will be rewarded, is what came in, like clear as day. Your curiosity will be rewarded. Embrace the curiosity, because, something, a lot of times I think it's like, I wonder if I tried that, or I wonder if I picked up this hobby. I wonder if I sent that message. And then we don't do it, right? And even like it says, this made me think of that. Think on it and you will stumble. Sometimes if we overthink, we can talk ourselves out of things we haven't even given ourselves a chance to try. It's like, oh, no, I don't want to get rejected, or this won't work, or what if I'm not cut out for this, or whatever it is that we're saying. We can do that. So this is very much Fool card energy, and the Fool card really doesn't overthink. They just sort of they take the chance, right? They embrace the new, and I feel like that's what you're doing. You're just trying. In December, you're being encouraged to lean into that curiosity. Just try, just get started. Okay, so whatever that is, send the email, ask the question, apply for that job, apply for that course, take that class, look into that subject, buy that book. Like whatever this is a good month for you to just do it. Okay, don't overthink it. Just open the door. I'm really getting that. Like your cards just, to me, just really are trying to emphasize that message. A dog's barking outside. Something about a message coming in maybe, or a friend communicating something. An invitation just popped into my head. Invitation, something about an invitation, open the door. Opportunity is going to come knocking, okay? It's important that you open the door. Here's the thing. Use your best judgment. If something doesn't feel right for you, or if your intuition's saying, no, this isn't right, then that's not the opportunity that this is talking about. This is talking about like your curiosity has been nudging you in a certain direction, or pushing you in a certain direction, or encouraging you, as I knock everything over. But for a while now, and I think you've been maybe talking yourself out of pursuing different things, maybe because it's going to take a lot of work, right? Because that could be what it is too. It's like, oh, it's going to take me a year, or oh, this is going to be so much work. Or if it's something to do with schooling, it's like, oh, this is going to be like 4 years of schooling, or this is going to be like so much hard work, this decorating project, this creative project, this business. There's so many steps involved and so much communication, and oh my gosh, I have to make an appointment at the bank. And like, don't think 10 steps ahead. The Fool card does not do that, okay? The Fool card thinks, okay, today, what do I need to do today to get this started? I just love these two together. I think that's too cool. I'm glad I remembered I had set that aside, because again, it wasn't your card, but it just feels like it's still a message for you. And maybe the Ace of Swords is just a card of clarity for you, or these aha moments, or a breakthrough of some kind, possibly. But overall, I'm just getting such good energy from it. I mentioned earlier being a student. I'm really seeing the owl. Okay, so there could be some information or something taught to you, or some wisdom available to you in the month of December as well. So be open to learning. Be open to advice is coming through. Everything's getting knocked over here. But yeah, be open to advice and learning, and maybe different strategies or something like that. Okay, so I want to look at these two together, because again, like this just, for some reason, I was just thinking, okay, that's for sure a crown on top of the fruit card. So I think you're getting some sort of recognition in the month ahead about something. It could be maybe what it is that you're undertaking, this new start with the Fool card energy. It could be hard work that you've already put in. You still have hard work to go, but maybe you've already put in a great deal of hard work, so you could be getting some recognition for that. Maybe this is recognition even just for starting, but I do think that there's some sort of achievement that you are being acknowledged for in December, and this is giving you a really good confidence boost. I also just got the message very clearly to celebrate small wins, small victories, the little successes, even things that might feel small to you. Recognize how far you've come, and recognize like maybe you wouldn't have been able to do that little success how many ever months ago, or like a year ago. Like now, like really pay attention to those small wins, because I think sometimes we have our eye on the prize and we forget like those little successes along the way that add up to the big success, right? Without those little achievements every day, a lot of times we don't see that, the big final goal. So I want to say group 3, I think you're feeling ready for something. I think you're feeling, it's really reminding me of like with hard work ahead and the Page of Swords, like the feeling you have when you've just gotten your brand new back to school supplies and you're ready to go to school. So like, I feel like you're really ready to get something going. You're ready to embrace the new with the Fool card energy with the mouse. You're ready to get started. And you're again getting so much encouragement that it's okay to not know. It's okay to not know the answers. It's okay to learn as you go. You're not going to know. You know what I mean? You're not going to, even if you think you know what's behind this door, you don't, okay? Because we don't. I could do as many tarot readings as I can in a day, and I still won't know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow, right? Like that's just the reality of it. So yeah, definitely getting open the door energy. Let me see if I'm missing anything else before we move ahead to the week by week forecast. We'll get you some tarot cards for each week. Okay. Yeah. So again, they're emphasizing the message. Temptation to overbuy, to overspend, to overgift is really coming through strong this month. Of course, it's the holiday season, so that could be why. I've also got these cute little mice. Oh, more mice. Yeah, what's with you and mice? I mean, this is what I had as decoration for all 3 groups, but I just noticed that it was mice connected to these mice, right? So that's interesting. So yeah, a lot of mice symbolism could be important to you, or you might want to look into symbolism of the mouse. But yeah, every group got so much caution against like just being mindful of overspending, temptation to buy. There could be a situation where like you have enough to work with, was what came through earlier. Yeah, it's like we maybe paying attention to like we already have so much. Last night I was walking around HomeSense. It's essentially like TJ Maxx. It's all the same, right? So, and I was looking around and I had that moment, which I'm sure you've had too at some point, but you look around and I'm like, I don't need any of this, like nothing, not a single thing. Were there cute things? Oh my gosh, of course. And I'm like, you know me, I'm so fast. Like I love decorating and I love themed items and I'm such a collector, but even I have these moments where I'm like, oh, it's just all too much. It's just all too much. And just the temporariness, the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, a lot of it's just so trendy, right? It's just like, it's in, you know, I don't fault people for getting joy out of these things, right? Because they've given me a joy a lot in my life too. I mean, I've gone through phases where I was like big into collecting things like seasonal decor, and not that I'm not now, but I'm a little bit more nostalgic now, and I tend to get more excited about the things that I've had since childhood. But I guess my point is, it's easy to kind of forget that like we have enough, or like we can use what we have, or you know, get things secondhand. I just bought a really cool book actually secondhand last night. So you know what I mean? Like just, I think you're maybe putting that in perspective as well. This whole plenty of material things. Cause I did have that moment last night. I just kind of had this moment when I'm looking around and it just felt I just had this kind of icky feeling in my stomach. I'm going to be honest. So, yeah, maybe that's something you were sort of reflective about. Okay, let's get some week by week tarot cards, and we can of course reference these as we need. Let's get your charms and tarot. Yeah, something about the mouse is really popping in. Dog downstairs barking. I'm surprised my dog's not barking. I think I'm getting to tell you, someone's like nervousness. Don't confuse the nervousness with like, what's the word? Like, just because you're nervous doesn't mean something bad's going to happen. Anytime I've ever done the biggest, most exciting things in my life, I've been so nervous. My apartment that I have now, my job that I currently work at, like I was so nervous just due to some anxieties that I had, even of like, you know, this new job. Like, I don't know, I was just, so nervousness doesn't mean it's like something bad's gonna happen, right? Like you can get a feeling of intuition where something maybe doesn't feel right for you, but nerves does not mean bad, okay? Nerves can be, think of like nerves going out like on a stage for a performance, right? For something that's going to be really satisfying and an achievement for you, or the nerves you have even getting on like a roller coaster, the nerves you have before a really big day, your wedding day, the nerves you have before, you know, like this is a good thing. So try to kind of remind yourself that nervousness does not equal bad. Like tell yourself like, I'm nervous because I'm excited. I'm nervous because this is new. I'm nervous because I'm going to try something new. Okay, so group 3, you've got the Star, the World. Love that you have the World card with achievement and success. I think that makes a lot of sense. We'll connect more in just a second. I just want to get the rest of your cards. So group 3, what's happening week 3? 6 of Cups, and then week 4, 2 of Wands. Oh, 2 of Swords on the bottom. Maybe some indecision, a little bit of like a stuck feeling that you've been dealing with. Let's get your charms too. Oh, look, I love this, says yes. Look at this too. The Ace of Swords energy, the Page of Wands, or the Page of Swords, sorry, like you've got the light bulb. So much clarity, like light bulb moments coming in. I'm really getting inspiring ideas with the star card. You've got a yes, you've got the acorn, Scorpio energy there. Yeah, let's just dive into the first week. And we'll just keep going through. But I have to say, like, every month, of course, we get challenging cards, challenging tarot cards, challenging oracle cards. The cards were quite kind to us. Today, I'll say all three groups, right? You know, I deliver the messages as they come in. I have a gentle delivery, but I have to say today, like, December's looking particularly exciting and fun, and for one group in particular, it was quite tranquil and peaceful. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing. But I mean, does that mean there's no challenges? Of course not. But overall, it's looking quite nice. Okay, so week 1, you've got the star card, you've got the yes, you've got the light bulb, the acorn. So this could not be more clear. Something about like saying yes to a new idea, or an opportunity that comes in, or an invitation popped in, this opportunity that could be knocking at your door, right? Interestingly, this card too talks about healing, okay? Golden healer quartz. So this is about opening the door to healing, and you do have the star card. So there could be something about opening up the door to healing as well in a certain way. Maybe communication could be bringing in some healing, communication with a certain person, maybe something resolving some sort of conflict that's just popped in. There could be a breakthrough in communication for some of you with someone in your life, maybe a message you didn't expect as well, okay? So that's coming through. I didn't mention it earlier, but it's coming through strongly now. But yeah, I'm getting just so much about saying yes to opportunities, saying yes, like, do you remember that movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey? Kind of like, maybe that's a fun movie to watch. Okay, you've got the cheetah here, so this is very much like speed. I'm getting the word precision just popped in. We do have a lot of like that, even just like, I'm seeing the precision there, the precision of the Ace of Swords. Something about precision's coming through. But again, this can just have to do with like momentum, speed, energy. You got the scale right in the middle. This, of course, could just be something about a decision or balance. You could be feeling very clear about a decision as well. Maybe something that was sort of confusing at some point. Like I said earlier, you've got the World card. I was really excited to see this just because, oh my goodness, look at this. That's very interesting and rare to get two of like essentially the same charm. Look at that. I don't know, it's not really focusing, but look. Got the two mask charms. So this can be performances, drama, literal performances, theater, okay? So there could be something about theater or emotions, like an emotional situation. I'm getting a little bit about drama in the second week, okay? You know, take it how it comes in, but there could be something about I'm not seeing much about it in the cards really though. Like, not that it has to be, but honor and respect will come to you. Maybe not getting pulled into this. Maybe, I don't know. But what I was saying was the World card. There is a feeling of achievement and success with the World card. So something in the second week, you're getting this like taste of success, or something's getting completed successfully. There could also be themes of travel as well in the second week. But yeah, I'm interested to know what these masks mean to you. But generally it can be about emotion, but theater, performance, something like that. The tea can talk about comfort. The popcorn too is making me think of theater. Let me know what you get from that. I really feel like the comments will be interesting with that one. So you've got popcorn, the teapot, the two masks. I'm literally I'm imagining, I mean, maybe you are watching some sort of performance or going to a theater or something like that, or like something like that. Maybe something about a movie is really important. It could be as simple as that, right? These readings don't always have to be like life-changing, huge things. It could be fun little kind of things that pop in too, but I just find that super interesting. Let me know what you think. Into the third week, you have the puzzle piece. You've got the chess piece. So another sort of connection, game pieces. Board games, you know, the puzzle piece, the board game. So that's interesting. You've got the hammer as well. The hammer can be about building. I'm getting maybe rebuilding communication with somebody as well. The puzzle piece can talk about some sort of missing information or a piece of the puzzle coming into the picture in the third week. You've got the Six of Cups. This is nostalgia. This can be connection. It can be the past, connections to the past. Maybe someone from our past turning up into our life. It could be a gift or something, a nice gesture from someone in our life. It can be a feeling of renewal, emotional renewal, healing, for sure. So maybe with golden healer quartz, something about opening the door to communication, reconnecting with somebody, possibly. Yeah, it does, because the teddy bear, it does feel like maybe somebody from childhood or a friend or something like that. So I'm seeing you possibly connecting with old friends in the third week. Could just be because friends are in town, you know, traveling or something like that. Yeah, the hammer can be about building. And the chess piece, strategy, games, getting like a game night or something like that. Ace of Pentacles in the fourth week with the Two of Wands. You've got kind of Two of Wands twice, because I always call this my Two of Wands charm. You're in dream mode, planning for the future. The world is at your fingertips. You're sort of imagining and in your mind fantasizing about something in the future. You've got the butterfly, which is change and transformation, and you've got the little cheer charm. So you're getting a lot of support. You're getting a lot of encouragement as well. And I was saying earlier, I think you're getting some sort of acknowledgement or recognition for a job well done, or something that you're undertaking, or change that you've made, possibly things about new jobs, job offers, or maybe even a choice to make, possibly to do with money or a job or a business or something like that, or even a creative idea. You do pay attention to your finances as well with the Ace of Pentacles in the fourth week. This could be the week where this is really focused on. Overall, I love everything that you have, honestly. I'm curious what this encouragement is in the fourth week. It could just be like a nice message, or it could be a surprise party. It could be a speech. It could be an article. I mean, there's so many different things that this could be depending on you and your situation, but a lot of encouragement and a lot of people cheering you on. I'm getting, for sure. Okay, let's get some letters and then we will wrap up there. Group 3. Okay. More than I intended to get, but I've been doing that a lot today. You've got believe and want. You've also got not. So I'll flip these upright, then I'll get my hands out of the way and I'll see if I can see anything. I was saying to group 2 how, like, I think the reason why I don't see much is when I'm doing tarot, I'm fully just trying to tap into my intuition, and like I'm not in my analytical Scrabble brain. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I think that's why, because I'm not too bad at like finding words when I'm in that mode, but when I'm doing tarot, I'm just like not at all. Like, this to me, it just, I usually don't find much. I don't know why. And someone said a while ago, they're like, soften your gaze. Don't look at it as like letters. Look at it as just like a whole and see what kind of jumps out. So that sometimes helps. And usually when I do that, that's when I see something. Even if I don't see all the letters, certain words will just kind of appear. Like I see search. I don't know if we have all the letters for that. Yeah, we do. I see search. I see, again, you've got not, believe, and want. I see feature. Okay, so pause the video if you want more time, if you don't want my hands in the way. I'm gonna move around a few of them, but I see relax. maybe that's what it's saying, like how I was describing the letters, like just relax, soften your focus, and maybe things will appear more obvious or something like that. Got the word but, not. Release. Yeah, as soon as I do that, I'll see words. So I don't know why I have such a hard time doing it. I mean, I did get quite a few letters today, so forest. Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap up there, group 3. I really hope that you enjoyed this. Please let me know. Keep me posted throughout December. I'd love to hear the updates, and we'll see you later.